It has been about a week since the release of Sparking Zero, and I have been playing it non-stop, and I had to work the 4 days that it was actually released. So, I mean, I really couldn't do like an entire day's worth of grinding, but in that week span, the platinum has been achieved. And I gotta say, I loved every single minute of this game. It's like it brought it back to the childhood that I remember getting on the PS2 and playing Tenkaichi 3, or even just Tenkaichi and pretty much all of them, honestly. And just it brought back the memories that I had playing the games. It felt similar. Like, I won't lie, when I first started it up, I put it to classic, and then I kind of was wiping off the rust and everything because I haven't played one of those games in, I mean, probably about 17 years, maybe give or take a little less, but like I didn't play Raging Blast that much, so I really don't even count me playing that. Like, I played it here and there when it was out, like, because I got my 360 and all that, but other than that, like, I really wasn't playing. I didn't go back and play them at all ever, so playing this game felt like a blast from the past. But just like, it was honestly one of the best experiences of the year gaming. Obviously not in terms of, like, I'm not going to call it game of the year or something like that, because it's not. This game has its flaws and we will get into that. But for what it did and what it was supposed to do, which was give us that nostalgia feel and be a fun game to play, it did exactly that. Now, when I first booted up the game, I obviously went directly to the episode battle. That's always what I did. Well, I should say what I actually did was go through the menus and see all the transitions and stuff, which I gotta be honest, the transitions are amazing. Just, I don't know, it gives the feel of, I mean, honestly, this one does it a lot better though, but like, you literally go through every single menu and Goku's flying around to different spots, talking to different characters, and you have some interactions in the background if you just let it sit there. Now, I will say the only annoying part is they kind of say the same things in, I think, only actually one spot, and it's when you go do the challenges and missions. If you go to the Zeno ones, Zeno will quite literally almost say the damn near same exact thing over and over and over. So if you were to do the, like, accept reward one at a time, which is what I did in the beginning, it says the exact same thing. Like, it's very annoying. But other than that, like, I mean, that's just one little flaw in that. But the menus, transitions, and all that is really, really fun. But now here is where my biggest flaw of the game and what I was looking forward to the most, and it kind of hurt the game in my opinion, and it was the episode battle. Now, obviously, we played through the game numerous times. We know the story. We know how it is. And I understand they probably didn't want to rehash the exact same story to us that we've already known and give us cutscenes for, but I was expecting animated cutscenes for everything, not the slideshow that they gave us. It was like, literally, it would have a little bit of animation and then it would turn into like a Polaroid kind of picture. And I'm not really a fan of that. If you're gonna do it that way, you might as well just kind of take it to the Budokai 3 route and just give us little speech bubbles instead, because it was essentially giving that same feeling to me. Because if you look way back in Budokai 1, there was anime cutscenes for every single thing, and I thought we were going to get some of that here. Now, don't get me wrong, there is animated cutscenes in certain parts, like the really climactic parts of the game has those, as well as the sparking episodes, which we'll get into that a little bit later. But the sparking episodes actually have a lot of animation to them, given it goes away and then it turns into the slideshow again. But that is my biggest gripe, is I was expecting cutscenes with the game instead of these little slideshow things. So that will docket some points in my mind, just because, you know, if you're coming in new to this game and like never even watched Dragon Ball ever for some reason, and you're coming into this game, it's not gonna really have you understand anything, which, I mean, because it flies by fast. And you also have the ability to, you know, branch off from the timeline if you beat a boss too fast, or if you just decide to do something different. And if you never knew the story before, you would do something different. I mean, even I accidentally did something different and went a whole sparking episode route on accident. But that's not to say the episode battle wasn't a good thing. I mean, like I said, the sparking episodes were fun, and there's what ifs. Every single character has a sparking episode, but some of them have a lot cooler ones. Like, now I don't want to spoil things because I obviously want you guys to go and experience it for yourself, but I will say that some aspects of the story changes, and some, you know, transformations may happen sooner. Some characters take positions of different characters and make a whole completely different arc that you wouldn't have expected. All I'll say is, if you want to do sparking episode, the ones I look forward to is do the ones in Goku. I think Goku has 2 sparking episodes, but go to Goku's and then also go to Gohan's. Those are the two best ones in my opinion. They are great, and honestly, Gohan's blew my mind. I did not know they were going to do that in there. It did leave a flaw for one specific aspect, and you guys know exactly what. It's the fact that we couldn't play as said who, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, just go experience those specifically because those were amazing. But after that, I had to go and win all the world tournaments, which I was going to do that regardless. I was going to get pretty much every single possible like little bit of juice I could get out of this game in the week span that I had. Not that I'm not going to play it anymore, but yes, I'm a Call of Duty player. I like Call of Duty, so Black Ops 6 was around the corner, so I had to make sure I played as much of this game as possible while I had the time. But then after that, we had to unlock all the abilities, which was fun. Well, I don't even think you had to unlock all of them, but I did anyways. And then you had to create like a custom battle, which I haven't did any of those. I only did the one just to get the achievement, but I haven't actually spent time to create them. I just let other people do that. But they're fun to play, some of them. And there's these bonus battles that you have to do. I think you have to do 30 of them, or maybe it's 20. But you have to do these, and some of them can be a little bit tedious, but I mean, all in all, they're cool. I think the custom battles is a neat thing for, you know, creators, because it's almost like playing Mario Maker, but Dragon Ball Z style, which is funny. But I can see the potential for content there. Now, the hardest trophy in here is not the 100 online battles. It is the summoning Purunga trophy. Because the thing about this trophy is, it's not that it's hard because it's difficult. It's just RNG related. The only way you can get these Dragon Balls is by playing player 1 versus CPU in the like battle mode. And it's not like an automatic thing. You're not going to get extra like chance if you play on Namek, for instance. I don't even think the chance goes up if you play it on a higher difficulty. So literally what I did was I played on the world tournament stage, and I didn't know the sauce. Well, actually I played it on the Namek stage because when I was doing this, I thought it would up your chances. I didn't look anything up at this time, but I was fighting against Hercule using Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and literally just trying to beat the shit out of him as fast as humanly possible just to get as many Dragon Balls as possible. And the funny thing is, and this is where this trophy became difficult and very annoying. After I got the 6th one, I was like, okay, it's about intervals of 10 minutes each. I should get it within the next 10 minutes. So I hit record, and then from that moment, I found out that they also give you the Shenron balls. I didn't know they were going to give you different Dragon Balls for this. So I was literally on the last Purunga ball I needed, and I had no Shenron balls. So I was like, okay, in the next 10 minutes I should get another one. But no, I got a Shenron ball, and I got another one. Then I ended up getting all 7. So about an hour and 20 minutes later, I realized I got all the balls for the complete other one, never got a drop for the Purunga ball, ended up getting off for that day because I'm like, okay, I was already calling it, I was like kind of cutting it a little too long for the session, so I pushed it though, thinking it was only going to take another 10 minutes. Shit took another hour 20, and then I just called it and then got on the next day, and then ended up getting it like the second attempt, which was insane to me. But then you have I think experience the special banter encounters, which it's pretty much, if you were to use like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you would probably get like 6 of them in that one. It's just when you have certain characters talking to another one and they have specific dialogue. Those are the special banters. So they have to have like certain dialogue, and Gogeta has one for Vegito, which also counts if you use a different form of them. And I just did these online. It was when I was doing my rank matches, which in the beginning I started with the rank match because you have to do, I think 10 first, or maybe it's 5, and then you have to do 100. So I was like, okay, if we're gonna do this, we're just gonna do ranked only. So I did. I started in the DP battles, which is a point system that you had, and I started off playing as Roshi, Hercule, I think Cell, and Goku Black. That was my team of 4. Not knowing that there was cheese or anything at the time, I was just picking. I really like Cell and Goku Black, so I figured I used 2 jobbers, which Master Roshi ain't a jobber, but I used 2 jobbers first, and then get to the characters that I feel comfortable with, which, I mean, at the time I didn't really use them that much, so there was no comfortability with them. But then I ended up switching out Hercule because I realized I was not doing shit. I kind of forgot that Hercule, you know, everyone has armor against him unless you do the false courage, but I then forgot about that, so I don't even think false courage gives you anything. I think it actually just makes you take you got super armor for a little bit or something weird. But yeah, I was essentially playing with the handicap. That switched Hercule out for Videl, and that was the team that I was kind of working with. And then I was starting to beat a lot of people with that team. I mean, I shouldn't say a lot, but I was winning a decent amount of matches. But then I went to single battle, and I figured, okay, this is where all the OP stuff's gonna be, but it's Dragon Ball. Who cares? Just use the best characters, use the characters you want to use. And I'm like, I knew I've been using this character since Budokai 3. I like doing the fusion to get Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was my favorite character. And well, Perfect Cell is my favorite character, but Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was like my second favorite character. I like seeing him in the show in GT. I like playing as him every chance I got. And I was like, well, he's here. There's no point values. I'm probably going to go up against a lot of them. And I was already working people in ranked in the DP battles with Master Roshi. They were rarely getting to my good characters. So why not just, go ahead and just try a character that I want. Let me just have some fun. Lo and behold, I didn't realize how OP my Gogeta was going to be, because one, it's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, so obviously it's going to be OP. He's the strongest character for a reason. But I also didn't expect that a lot of people in ranked, up until you get to like A rank and above, and I mean, it still even happens in A rank, but people don't know how to counter. I mean, even I didn't really. I was struggling a little bit, but I slowly started getting better with it, and I was slowly kind of understanding when to do things, when not to do things. Started to read people and then realize when I can counter them, or if they're countering my playstyle, let me shift it up and adapt and then learn them. But it was a fun process, but I realized I was flying through the D rank. I think I went on a 21 game win streak, and I ended up getting my first loss from, I think it was a Vegito person. It was a Vegito spam or something, because they had after image strike and I never dealt with that at that point. And then my second loss came from when I decided to go back to DP battle to rank that up a little bit. And then I found out there's a Yajirobe's like little thing that I didn't understand what was going on. I'm like, I ain't know about this meta at all. This Senzu Bean shit was crazy. He popped his first Senzu Bean when I was Master Roshi and Hercule, and I was like, excuse me, whoa. And I think, well, I had Videl at this time, but yeah, he popped his first Senzu Bean. I'm like, uh-oh, hold on a minute. Okay, I try to keep the aggression, but the more I hit him, the more that number grew. And by the time I got him to that one bar and I tried to get the aggression, I was out of ki, or I didn't have ki blast to stop him. Pop in the Senzu Bean, he's back to that just to time me out. And I'm like, oh my gosh. That was probably the worst spam I've been dealt with, and it was very, very annoying. Other than that, fighting the UI Gokus, I mean, surprisingly, I don't struggle against the UI Gokus. The one character I struggle with, because even like the after image strike, after a while, I started to read that. It still was a struggle, but I started to understand exactly how to win against those. But for some reason, the one character that had my number, no matter what, is that second form Jiren. For some reason, that form of Jiren slams me every time. I think only one time I won a set against a Jiren, but other than that, like, I was getting washed by every single Jiren main, and I didn't know what to do. I don't know what it is about him specifically, but he was tough. And then I think a lot of the UI Gokus I struggled with more until they transformed. Once they transformed, I don't know if it like gives them some sort of confidence or something, but for whatever reason, I started just watching them once they went there, and I mean, it just became easy. But my final record is I went 85-15 in my little ranked thing going the 100 matches. 85% was not what I was expecting, but I was pleased with myself because I didn't know if I was going to be able to, kind of keep up with the ranked players in this game. I thought people, obviously, some of the comments would probably be like, well, you're using Gogeta, what do you expect? But I mean, I was whooping every Gogeta I had's ass, like all the fusions, and including my own. The mirror matches, I was coming out on top every single time. So I mean, and it's Dragon Ball, like, just use who you want. And I mean, I never complained. Anytime they were doing the after image strike spam, I just learned to counter it, and that's kind of what it is. I mean, the easy way to counter Gogeta is, I mean, one, when they're backed into a corner, they're going to try to do their surge mode immediately, and when they have it and you just apply pressure, keep applying pressure, let them think you're not applying pressure so it baits them into doing it, and then just keep going and past that. Gogetas love to mash the square button because of their combo that they can do with it and how fast they hit. Just counter them. Sidestep. There's so many ways to, I mean, you could do this with all the characters, but for some reason Gogeta specifically, every time I fought one, I was countering them out the ass every single time. So there's ways to counter, but I thought I did better, more than what I thought I was going to do. I thought it was going to be more of a struggle. I thought I was going to have a worse win-loss percentage, but 85% was pretty good to me. It was a fun platinum to get. I ended up getting the platinum around the 29-hour mark, and honestly, the 29 hours, didn't even notice. 29 hours in, and I still feel like I could put probably 29 more. I mean, who knows? I might try grinding the ranked mode just to, you know, keep going with it, or maybe use a different character and try to get through the leaderboards with a character that people don't use just to get high on there. But in terms of a rating for Sparking Zero, I would give this game, you know, with the flaw of the episode battle being the way it is, which is the main reason why I get the games half the time, and it just being no cutscenes and all that, I gotta dock it at least a couple points, because while there was story and some what if factors, I think, you know, some of the dialogue wasn't too great, and with the cutscenes they gave us, it also didn't look too great. I mean, I should say with the slideshow that they gave us, it kind of didn't look great with that animation with the dialogue. So, I mean, it got to get docked a couple points. So, I personally think it is an... Oh, well, hold on. One more flaw, actually, before I do this. There's not as much customization as they led you to believe. I thought you were going to be able to customize, like, to the kind of where Raging Blast lets you customize, so that was disappointing. But I have to rate this game a 7.5 to probably 8 out of 10, because it is a great game. It does perfect for what it does. It sold 3 million copies in a day for a reason, and if I didn't care about the story mode or anything other than just playing ranked and stuff, then the game would probably be an 8.5 to me, or even maybe a, you know, a solid 9 out of 10. Because the ranked mode is fun. Yeah, you run into cheese and all that, but all cheese can be countered. Like, it's not rocket science. Figure it out, learn them. You'll lose to them every once in a while, but once you figure them out, you won't get cheesed anymore. And then, you know, or do the cheese back, whatever you want to do. But I mean, you can use whatever character you want in this game. Yes, there will be, you know, obvious kind of disadvantage with certain characters versus others, but it's still fun to, I mean, if you're a really good player, you can take those out. I mean, I used Master Roshi taking out a God of Destruction Topo, mastered Ultra Instinct, and given, yeah, this wasn't low rankings, but I've done this before. Like, I was able to accomplish it, so I know really good players that are way better than me can also do the same. But yeah, I give this game a solid, I mean, we'll just make it a solid 8. Solid 8 out of 10. Would play, would recommend the platinum. It is not hard to get the platinum at all. Honestly, like, if you just play it and just have fun with it, you'll get, I would say, maybe 40% of the achievements, and then the other 60% is literally just grinding. And the grinding, I mean, if you have a friend, you guys can fly through 100 battles in maybe a day or two, like 2 gaming sessions. You could fly through that, especially if you're doing single battles. I was doing the team battles for, I would say, the first couple days I was playing, so it wasn't going by fast at all. But once I did single battles, that shit started flying. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of Sparking Zero. Did it meet your expectations? Did it go further beyond? Just let me know your thoughts down below. But if you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe, and you guys know the drill. I will see you guys later.